Everyone. So in this video we will see resource optimization techniques. Means how we can optimize resource. Understand that resource daily working hours of 8 hours or 9 hours is working time, but if you have maximum availability for task, then it will be 8 hours, which is working time. Suppose I have activity A. For that activity I need 6 hours. If you start that activity or you assign resource to that activity, this condition or this activity is called under allocation. But if you consider that this is B activity in which working hours is 8 hours and I am assigning it daily for 8 hours per day, so this is called equal allocation. And if you understand working hours are daily 8 hours and instead of that I assign 10 hours of working hours in it, so this will call it over allocation. When you do over allocation, then it will have to work extra time daily, or you have conflicts in resource, then you have problems in allocation. So to solve problems, we use resource leveling tool. Resource leveling tool is that according to resource availability, what is your start date and end date of assigned task, you change it respectively and also see the availability of resource according to this. With that change comes in your start and end date, what we call it resource leveling. Second comes resource smoothing. Resource smoothing means your task can be delayed within a slack value. Slack value means when you have free float time available, then you can change your value according to that time of resource. As you saw in previous video, if it was delayed by 1 day, then there was no problem. If you apply it in the same way, then we call it resource smoothing. These two techniques are used for resource optimization. Now this is modeling techniques. What are modeling techniques? When you take any project, if there is some impact on the project or if there is some effect on its start date and end date, then to do its analysis, you use scenario analysis. When dates are changing or resource availability is not there, due to this, the dates of your project are changed. What will be the impact of that on your project, or what effect can it have in which scenario? So this is called scenario analysis. This is used to evaluate the project or to evaluate it. That if there are any changes in it, then what will affect the project start date and end date or completion? This is called scenario analysis. Second comes your simulation. Simulation is, in this scenario, your outcomes or the outcomes that will come from it will be different for each one. They will be different in each scenario. And if we talk about simulation, then in simulation, to simulate the outcome of the project means the outcome of the project we have to simulate it and see what effect it has and what outcome it has. The final product will be fixed in this, but in scenario analysis it depends on the outcome or the product outcome or project outcome. What will happen? It depends on scenario analysis. So these are your modeling techniques. Second comes your schedule compression. What is schedule compression or what is scheduling? We have seen in previous how networking works and how you can arrange free float in it. In this, you see, if you are a project manager and you have done a project and you have scheduled a project, but you shared the details with your seniors, project head or owner, but later the owner said that we have to make some changes in the project. The project deadline, which was 1 month back, is now less than 15 days or less than 1 month. In that case, you have to compress the schedule. You have to reduce the schedule. To reduce the schedule, you have two methods. One is schedule crashing and second is fast tracking. What is schedule crashing and what is fast tracking? What is schedule crashing? Then, when you are starting any project, suppose I have an activity A activity for which it will take me about 80 hours or 40 hours, okay, for which duration is going to be applied, and I have resource R1 which is working 8 hours per day. If you consider this, if it will work for me, then how many days will it take? It will take about 5 days. 5 days total duration will be applied to it. But in crashing technique, what we do is we add more resource to shorten the duration. Means we will do to shorten the duration is we will add some more resource to it. We have added resource R2 which has working hours of 8 hours. If both of them work together, then the duration of your project of 40 hours will split. Means in 20 hours both of them will complete their work. So the work of this project has 8 hours and 8 hours of this project. You are doing working hours of 16 hours daily. To complete this, it will take 2.5 days. It will take 2.5 days. Automatically your schedule will crash, means you have done the schedule compression by crashing. You can compress your schedule like this. Second option is fast tracking. Fast tracking means any schedule is an activity A and according to that B activity is going on, but your relationship you have done some excluding. You have planned your activities sequentially, but now you are doing it parallelly. Whenever possible, you are doing it parallelly. So while doing this, what will happen is like my electrification work is going on and my plumbing work is also going on. After my plumbing, there was to be electrification. But if you perform both of those works simultaneously, then that will be your fast tracking, which will reduce your duration, because if it was going to take 6 days and electrification was going to take 6 days, then if you are doing both parallelly, then both them will be completed in 6 days, in which your resource will be same, only its duration on or its start you have to do early start and you have to perform that activity parallelly. Then your schedule will automatically be compressed. Next comes your scheduling tools. As we saw in network diagram last time, you have to put it properly in the software schedule. So in scheduling tools, there are majorly 3 things. First is milestone, second is your bar chart, and third is network diagram. You will see this in detail in software. Still, we give an overview here. What is milestone? You have completed any target in this project. Like foundation was to be created or foundation was to be made, so your task is completed. But foundation is completed in this way. You can give milestone, whose days will always be 0. There are no extra days for milestone. 1 day, 2 day, nothing like this. So as milestone, you can save it in the chart or software. Like you can see here that you can see different milestone. This is also a change in the bar chart format. Here you can see bar chart in the bar chart format. Second is bar chart. This is graphical representation of your total activities. That what are your activities? What will it chart? What will it start? When it will start? When it will end? All details of this are presented in the graphical format, which we call bar chart or Gantt chart. So on the bar chart, how many activities are there? How many activities are completed? How many activities are remaining? All those things you can do from here and you can give updates in it along with that. If you are representing any activity graphically in it, you can track it along with it. Next come your network diagram. In network diagram is majorly used in both types. It is also used in bar chart format and in the way you can see your network diagram in text format. What happens in network diagram? According to your predecessors or task, according to that your predecessors are defined in it and you get to see its detailed view in network diagram. You can customize it, and in network diagram you have to update your relationship information with your previous task or next task. So you have to update it in that. In this way you can give updates of your previous task. These are scheduling tools which are used to create your schedule. After that we will see plan cost management.